The roar of the chibi on the back burner of the holidays. Make sure you guys smash the link crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. You will find what you desire down below. Yeah, just check out all of our friends. The Blue-Eyes White Dragon. You know, we all made fun of these chibi cards because we're like, they're terrible. And then all of a sudden the graph started doing graphing things here. Evidently, I see you have like $8-9 listings down here, up to 10. But the chart up here tells me this card is just kind of accelerated up. And just over the last couple of days, actually, the chibi versions of this have just been moving. I don't have an explanation for you as to why that this is happening. My only explanation that I could possibly think of here is players like this version of Blue-Eyes, because, you know, we've already opened up the doors to full arts. We do know that there are some particularly cool cards coming that do make Blue-Eyes a little bit better of a deck, but from where we're sitting right now, a chibi shouldn't be hitting that level of acceleration, but it is happening right now, so interesting. Predaplant Trifoverdum. So I've seen a lot of YouTubers popping up talking about or looking and playing the new decks. We also did get to see this deck in Tournament of Madness, even though it wasn't like the full experience. You got to see a little bit of what this deck was trying to bring to the table, and I think it's interesting to see what it is. But I mean, this is also the OG Super Poly target. You know, 3 dark monsters on the field is a pretty easy and accomplishable feat for this deck. And you're looking at this card being $5 now for the secret. Now, there is an alternative. You can also get the super rare, but unfortunately, the super rare is also in the same boat as its counterpart, which is also now a $5 card. So, I guess the news that you got to take away here is, yeah, we have some movements on Trifoverdum because people want to get ahead of the curve. Also, the OG blowout limiter removal, the haha funny maximum amazing card. For this particular art has been gaining some traction. I mean, you look down here, you see like $4 to $5. In terms of the acceleration on the market, you've had a couple of movements, but on 1220 was where your real movements were. It's because people saw new, you know, blowout Cyber End Dragon, which is a lot easier to do the generic OTK, and people wanted the limiter removal to go with the art of the card. It's very much an aesthetic thing in this game, and players are pretty much following it. Madolche cards. I don't know what I've missed with this one, honestly, because there's a couple of Madolche cards that we're starting to get a little bit low on listings here. 37 listings at $4 is not too bad. We go back here into other copies. I mean, Megatin versions, $2 to $3. And secret rares are also following same suit here. They're basically $2 to $3 a copy. I think a lot of this might have to do with like some Genesis format applications. You know, a lot of people are testing out the waters and just wanting to have fun with some of the older formats. We also do see that the Shakalaka mode is kind of in the same, you know, place that we're seeing the rest of this stuff coming in. You know, still 28 listings. $4 card for no reason on up to $5-6. Your other versions of Shakalaka mode also is a $3 to $4 card, and that's from Dual Overload at this point. So both versions of Shakalaka mode, pending, you know, any other sort of future reprints that we might be seeing here, actually has been doing pretty well. Now, Red Eyes Black Dragon Maximum Gold. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up and honestly, I still think that these gold rare sets that we had were some of the worst that we've ever got. Trust me, I have hand traps play sets from here, and they're so weird. Like, they're flaky. But this card has been an interesting one to kind of follow within the market here, because just take a look at your listings here. You eventually hit that $8 mark, and then you just kind of see the acceleration just kind of continue upwards for this. And it's particularly the gold rare versions of this that have been having, you know, this little upwards moment. I don't have an explanation for you for this. The only thing I know is I've sold a couple copies of this, and it caught me off guard because I was like, since when was the Red Eyes Black Dragon from, you know, Maximum Gold actually worth something? Evidently it is. Shooting Majestic Star Dragon. So we gotta remember, you say Fudo stuff came out. This card still doesn't have a reprint. It's not gonna have a reprint until probably 2026 is the only other place that they can put it right now. You are still looking at $30 on up to $32 per copy of this, which is kind of insane when you think about it, because who's going to rush out here and go, wow, I got to just suddenly spend all of this money to get a Shooting Majestic Star Dragon? Nobody should really be having that thought right now, honestly. It's a case of, wow, this is a pretty good card. Wow, there's a lot to this. Yeah, there's something to this. The Hecahenge Jaza. We are going to kind of continue to monitor Phantom Reg. We did the Christmas video like 2 days ago talking about the set, but we're down to $4 to $5 a copy of some of the Hecahenge stuff. And we are nearing the point right now that we don't know when we're going to see the new support for this. But as time is kind of accelerating along here, there's got to reach a point where these cards get so cheap that you kind of just have to say, all right, let's do this, let's go ahead and pick these up just to have them, because it's kind of what it feels like to me. The cheaper that these do continue to go down on the accelerator, I do think you kind of have to keep an eye on this, man, which, just keep an eye on it. Legendary Collection decks. So, how are we doing here? Well, it looks like we're finally hitting that reverse accelerator. So the one thing that we talked about with these decks was we saw these were hidden. I think we had $25 versions of these within the market. Yeah, $27 versions of this actually just a couple days ago. And it looks like people came through here on their Christmas money and actually did a full reverse course on these. We are actually starting to head back on up to the $32 mark for this. So if you didn't pick these up when they were $27 to $28, as of filming right now, they just basically don't exist. I do see that there's listed for $29, but I mean, like, that's going to have to factor in, 99.4% feedback. So, I mean, you're basically taking the risk at that. Always look for good feedback and, verified here, or gold star, just to be safe on your purchases. We do have time-turning Morganites. God, these are still $5-6 a copy. It's crazy to me that this card still maintains its value that it does, because it shouldn't. Your Secret Rare versions, these are also like still $4 or $5. That's crazy, man. I've not seen a single version of this deck doing well at all. It was like we were all excited for Morganite stun, and then we just realized, oh crap, this pile of garbage is just way too slow to actually do things. Substitutes. This one made me chuckle. These are still like $5-6 a toad right now, man. And it's crazy because like you bottomed out at like $5 on the back end, and this card shouldn't be doing anything crazy. I'm also curious about this. Duelist Saga Dandelions. These are actually still like $2 to $3 a copy. Huh. I'm more impressed about that than anything, honestly. I love that Cyclops, the circular sprite, is recommended down here. Interesting. Elemental Hero Bladedge. Did we all forget that like certain little odd promo cards that have existed within the market just get wiped out every once in a while? Because you had one copy of this that was damaged, sold for $250 on Christmas Eve, people. You know how crazy that is to think about? And somebody just came through here on Christmas Eve and said, I really want a Bladedge. Let's spend the $250 to get it. I don't know why. Also, system downs, I guess, for near mint English copies are roaring back up. I guess if you are really worried about like Cyber Dragons picking up some sort of traction here, then I guess this would be a card that you would have to look at. But I realistically just don't think that this card is worth it at any sort of capacity. Like, it's too expensive. See, the crazy part is you take this off, you come down here, you can get mod plays for like 22s, and mod plays gonna have a little bit of whitening on it. And I'm not gonna be too worried about a little bit of whitening on my card, because it's not gonna stop me from playing this. So what do you guys think about everything here? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.